Good afternoon. Welcome to Making Connections with Allie and Shay, the Saturday afternoon where you spend your time and get inspired and encouraged and hopefully enlightened and empowered to walk in your purpose. So thanks for joining us today. We don't have a special guest on today, but we're just going to do a wrap-up of the things that we've talked about this month and just talk about self-care because that is so very important. And I think it goes along with the theme. So, and another thing that we are doing is promoting other people. So hold on to your seats. I've got a single that I want to play for you, and it's from Twice, and it's called Rock Your Body. Hold on one second. Every day. You my man, you one time, cry, you take smile, what a beauty, what so fine, you be one of a kind, one of a kind. Tell me, God, why you call me, put it on me, God, put it on me, God, why you call me, put it on me, God. Hey there, how did y'all like that tune? So again, that is from Twice. He is from Ghana, and the name of that single is Rock Your Body. And if you want to get in touch with him, his management company is in Atlanta, Georgia, Dailies Entertainment. Twice recently won a Central Music Award for Best Male Artist. So if you want to get in touch with him to book him or find out more information about him, you can reach out to mosesdaily@gmail.com. That's MOSESDAILEY@gmail.com. Twice, Rock Your Body. So how's everybody doing today? It's an exciting day. I know around most of the country, it's been a lot of rain here lately, some snow and things like that, but it's still a beautiful day. So again, we just wanted to kind of go back over the things that we've talked about this month. We've talked about Black history, heart health awareness. We've talked about relationships, all those things in the month of February. And we're going to end up with self-care. So, just a reminder, we talked about, all the old greats like Martin Luther King Jr., Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, different people like that, people who, Black inventors who helped with making a fire extinguisher, who made the first traffic light, the first straightening comb, Madam C.J. Walker. But that is definitely Black history, but we still have people today that are making history. And those people are people like Barack and Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Taraji P. Henson, Chaz Bossman. And then, those are all, big names, but we have teachers and lawyers and nurses and school teachers and musicians, social workers, our moms and our dads who are doing great things. If you are a person, a brown skin, woman, man, child, don't forget about the legacy that has been left for you and the opportunities that have been made for you. So take advantage of those opportunities. Take advantage of the opportunities that were not afforded to some people, and that some people had to fight for. Some people had to give their life for. Some people were raped for. Some people were beaten for. So, Martin Luther King, he had a dream, and that I have a dream speech is still very relevant, because I don't know about you, but I still have a dream that those things will come true. We have made progress, but we still have work to do. So just a reminder about that. And then, when we were talking about relationships and heart health, let's go to that one. Just a reminder that sometimes we don't know the damage that's been done. Like if you cut your arm or you cut your leg, you can visually see that, immediately. But a lot of times the things that are being done on the inside, like to our heart, we don't see it until it gets too bad and we have to go to the doctor. We've passed out. We've had a heart attack. We've had a stroke. And then we go to the doctor and try to repair or, get back from that point. So just want to bring some awareness, of heart health, heart disease. It is the number one killer of men and women. It's not just a men's disease or a woman's disease. It's happening across the board. And so just some things to remember is take care of your heart. Don't live a stressful life. Don't, watch what you put in your body. Let's get those vegetables and fruits, opposed to potato chips, and, all that stuff is good. And everything in moderation is fine. Alcohol, all those things. Watch our body mass index, get exercise, just those various things that you can do to, prolong your life, because that's what it's all about. Living the best life that you can and living as long as you can. So, what does it profit a man to gain the whole wide world but lose his soul? So what does it profit you to live to 100, but, you have to carry oxygen around. You have to, now some things are out of our control. Some things are heredity, and some things we just have to deal with. Some things are because of the environment and the atmosphere we live in, polluted places and things like that. Some things are out of our control, but everything that's in our control, let's just try to watch those things. So again, let's, get our bodies moving. Let's get some exercise. Let's watch our blood pressure. Let's watch our cholesterol levels. And let's go to the doctor. I know a lot of people just don't like going to the doctor. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to, it's a waste of money. I'm fine. I feel fine. But there's nothing wrong with getting checked out. And some of the ladies we had on when we were talking about heart health, she was saying, even when you go to the doctor and you get your regular checkup, ask for echocardiogram. They're not going to, most times that's not a part of your yearly routine, but ask for that so you know what your heart health is like, so you can start looking for signs and symptoms and things like that. And just listen to your body. When it's telling you it's tired or you're getting pressure in your chest, things like that, shortness of breath, shortness of breath, just pay attention to those things. Again, and then if you go to the doctor and you're diagnosed with something, don't ignore the doctors. I know we don't want to be on medicine, and we don't have to be on medicine, because there are herbal remedies. There are natural ways of alleviating cholesterol, high blood pressure, and things like that. So if you don't want to take the medicine, but you're going to have to do something, don't just not take medicine and then not change the way you live your life. So those are some things. And then, 1 week we talked about relationships, and we talked about how relationships are different in 2019 than they were in even back in the day, even 10 years ago. Just the way that people interact with each other. We're very a smartphone now, smartphone driven, iPad driven, social media driven, and so relationships are set up differently. Nothing, hey, if that works for you, that is great. But just be mindful that, everything you see on social media, everything that you see on a person's profile, that might not actually, you know, be true to who that person is. You still have to spend time, take that person offline and get to know that person, get to know who they are, what makes them tick, what makes them flip. Do they work? Because, Facebook, we can be traveling everywhere, but it could be on somebody else's dime. I'm just saying, just be mindful. But what we did talk about is that at the base of it all is a sense of respect, is a sense of honesty, uh, um, purity and truth in that relationship. You have to bring your full self to the relationship, just like you're asking the other person to bring their full self to the relationship. You have to bring your truth. You have to bring your disappointments. You have to bring everything that is you, everything that is in your past, everything that you've dealt with. All of that comes to the relationship. You have to be honest. And sometimes in relationships, we want everybody to be so honest with us. We want everybody to treat us with the utmost respect. We want everybody to, make us feel loved and make us feel comfortable. But what are we offering to the person that we say we love? How are we respecting who they are and respecting, what they've been through? Um, Maybe they've had a bad time. Maybe they don't make $100,000 right now, but do they work? Are they willing to put in the work? Are they willing to build? And I think even in relationships, people don't want to ask the hard questions because there's the divorce thing. Oh, well, I just get divorced. It ain't no big deal. I go on to the next person. But, back in the day, that wasn't our thought. We were like, okay, let me make sure beforehand, save yourself some trouble. And then when you have children, you have to think about, okay, who's going to spend Christmas with the child? Who's going to get them in the summer? Who's going to be, with them? Oh, no, he's going to my grandparents' house. It's a lot of things that you have to think about. But I think people don't think about things like that. They just go with the flow for today, and they don't think about the future, what it could entail, what it could cost. So in relationships, just like I said, a lot of things that we talked about were be true to who you are. Because I think sometimes in relationships, we get so caught up in, say, oh, he likes this about me, or he likes to do this, or she likes to go there. And so we just always cater to that person. And then at some point in time, we find out, well, hey, what about me? Why do we never do anything I want to do or go anywhere I want to go? And sometimes we create that bridge, that would divide, because we've been so accommodating on the other side and never speaking our minds and sticking to our truth. And so when you find yourself at that place, you just have to deal with it, one step at a time, one day at a time, one decision at a time. And, when we talked about relationships too, we talked about there's just a respect across the board, because relationships are not just the male-female love relationship. We talked about parents to children, siblings. Siblings have to respect and treat each other with dignity and integrity. Even like children and their parents. It is so selfish and unfair of me to expect my parents to pay all my bills. I can just go out and rack up debt and expect my parents to pay it off because they're my parents. Yes, they love you, but they are not obligated to you all the days of your life to, get you out of trouble and debts and things like that. What about them? They've lived a long time. Let them enjoy their golden years. Let them have money in their pocket to go travel and do what they need to do. So, relationship, that was a very, very good topic and a good discussion. And so, just some things to think about, as it relates, we wanted to cover all these topics in the month of February because it is Heart Health Awareness Month, and it's also called the Love Month because of Valentine's and things like that. So we decided the whole month, let's incorporate something. And of course, it's Black History Month. So, we wanted to try to incorporate several different themes and topics, but they really all blend if you think about it. If you love yourself, you'll take care of yourself. If you love your family, your friends, the significant other that you are dedicated to, love them, you will take care of them. You will respect them. You will think about them. If, we even talk Black history, sorry, I'm getting a call, y'all. If we talk about Black history, we talk about the fact that this group of people love themselves enough to be able to fight to know that they needed to have the same right, the same opportunity as everyone else. And it took us and others joining with us to let people know to respect us, to love us just for who we are. Don't base everything that you do or you think about us by the color of our skin, but truly know who we are, know our value, know our strengths, and don't play to our weaknesses. So even that in cultivating an atmosphere, a culture that respects us all across the board, every race, color, creed. So, so that's a lot about what we did this month. So before we get into our last topic, which is talking about self-care, I want to run a commercial real quick. So hold on, and we'll be right back with our topic, talking about self-care and loving yourself.
To be made out here. Win big at the Lucky Panda. This is some guy named Jay, like I've always been. And I want to let you all know that you can win big money out here at the Lucky Panda Adult Arcade, located 2610 Clemson Avenue, Charlotte, North Carolina, right off the plaza. Open 7 days a week, days and nights. So come on out. The Lucky Panda has skill games, fish games, and more, including weekly raffles and drawings. So there are plenty of chances for you to win big money. Lucky Panda also serves free food to the players on Saturdays. So come on out. Again, that's the Lucky Panda. And that's Panda spelled with a 9 instead of a P. Located 2610 Clemson Avenue in Charlotte, North Carolina, right off the plaza. Come on out and win big. See you there.
All right. Lucky Panda. Let's go make some money. So welcome back to Making Connections with Allie and Shay. If you're just tuning in, we are here every Saturday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Again, we are just kind of summarizing everything that we've talked about this month because it's Black History, it's Heart Health Awareness, it's Valentine's, so people call it the Love Month. And so that's what all of our shows have been based about this month. Just those greats that have gone on before us and provided opportunities that fought for our rights, and just reminding people, hey, you have opportunities. You can live where you want to live. You can eat where you want to eat. You can go to whatever school you want to, but you have to take advantage of the opportunity. They are there. Sometimes we have to work a little harder to get it, to make it happen, but we have the opportunity because of those who've gone on before us. Heart health. You never know what's going on the inside of your body, so pay attention to the signs that you see. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to what you do to your body, what you put in your body. If you're just sitting lethargic and, you never exercise or create any movement to get your heart rate up. Excuse me, things like that. And then, of course, relationships and loving one another with a pure heart, respecting one another, but bringing your full self to the table at all times, loving yourself and being confident in who you are. Because I found in relationships and things like that, sometimes you're not very confident in who you are. And so when you're not confident in who you are, it brings contention because you feel like somebody's better than you are, or you think they're talking about you, but it's really a fear or a weakness that's inside of you. So we want to end up talking about self-care and loving yourself and what that looks like. Hey, Miss Shay.
Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. I've just been listening to Allie talk about those great things we've been talking about all month, and like she said, we want to finish the month off talking about self-care, loving yourself, taking care of yourself, making sure everything is cool with yourself. Just slowing down to do that, because a lot of times we take care of other people and then neglect sometimes ourselves. So we want to talk about that self-care a little bit.
Mm-hmm. A lot of times we don't take care of ourselves. And sometimes, we don't even really realize it until, like with the heart disease and stuff like that, till your body can't go anymore. You're just drained. You're just frustrated. You can't think properly. You can't get things in order. Nothing is going the way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what we're trying to prevent, y'all, is from getting to that place. So what will help you to not get there is to practice daily self-care, daily self-loving, and things like that. So, Shay, what kind of, tidbits do you have for the listeners?
Oh, gee. I'm the world's worst, probably. Really, when it comes to taking care and listening, to my body and things, it seems like I wait till the last minute and then I'm just sick beyond the little medications I can take, and then have to keep going back to the doctor and getting other medications. So I think I just would say this, whenever you are going about your daily life or whatever, just pay attention to your body. If you feel like you're getting sick or whatever, take something if you can to prevent it from to prevent it from getting worse. Because sometimes we can take little things or vitamins or something like that with colds and things to help them, from getting worse, or have to go to the doctor for them. But the one thing about it is that we just need to just stop and just say, okay, am I okay? Not just am I okay physically, am I okay mentally? Am I good with my spirit? Is everything fine? Because a lot of times, too, things creep up on us, like depression and things like that, because we've gone on and we just haven't really paid attention, to what's going on with our bodies and things. So, yeah, just pay attention to your body. You know your body better than anyone else. So just stop and, do those things necessary to keep it good, to keep it healthy, keep it going.
Amen. Because, again, the question I asked earlier was, what kind of quality of life do you want? Do you want a long life? Do you want to be here as long as you can for your friends or for your family? If you have children, you want to see them grow up. You want to see your grandbabies, because you want to see your grandbabies be able to terrorize your children like they terrorize you. Things like that. And, sometimes we just don't think about it. We think just in the moment. We think, okay, well, I got to get this done. I got to get here. I got to meet this deadline and all those things. And those things are true. We have deadlines. We have places we have to be, or jobs that are pushing us. But even in that, we have the power to stop. the train from moving. We have the power to say, okay, not today, not today. I'm going to take a mental health day, and like Sharon says, during that day, look, I'm going to just, sometimes even in that day, you don't have to just be still. Don't plan, don't figure out how things are going to work out. You just take that day just to whatever your body's telling you. If you want to read, if you want to play music and dance all day, whatever it is for you, you take that moment, and you have the right to do that. Whether you have, whether you're a spouse, you're a parent, you're a teacher, you're a coach. I mean, think about that. People who are always taking care of other people, you're always giving out. You're always trying to find solutions or help, people get to the solution that they need. Oh, that's draining.
Yeah, and the one thing about when you were saying doing things for other people and learning to say no sometimes, and that is so difficult. I don't know why it's so hard sometimes for us to learn to say no. No, I can't do this. No, I can't do that. I mean, if the person really is your friend or the person really cares about you, if you say no, sometimes they'll understand. Because sometimes we just need to do that because sometimes we have too much on our plate already. And then someone will say, can you? And we're so used to not saying no to this person. And okay, yeah, I can. Knowing you're running around trying to figure out, well, how am I going to do this? Just learn how to say no. It's okay to say no sometimes.
Exactly. And I can't remember what group I was with, but we were doing this, and we just practiced. I mean, even if you have the time to do it sometimes, you just really have to practice saying no because it is really not something that's natural to us.
No, it's not.
See? But sometimes you just have to say no. And even if it's something that you want to participate in, you don't have to say, yes, I will do it today. Schedule it like you do everything else. Well, I can't get there today, but can we push it till Thursday at whatever time? If we can do it Thursday, I'm all yours. Just schedule everything. And I mean, I'm really learning. I got this handy dandy calendar. Then I got this handy dandy notebook. And I mean, I'm in it every day. I'm serious. We got radio and guests that we're scheduling, and then church activities and things like that. Get yourself a calendar or some kind of planner where you can write this stuff out and you can keep it before you. Because then sometimes you be done say yes, but you didn't write it down. So when it's time to do it, then you're stressed out because you're like, oh God, I got to do this tomorrow. Okay, I got to get all this information, or I got to, get this material together, and you're stressed out because you didn't plan properly, right?
Yes. Quit talking to me.
These people don't know I'm talking to you now. No, but really, I mean, I had to learn it too. I learned it the hard way. You double book yourself, you're like, ooh, then you feel really bad. So I had to learn the hard way. But what are some other ways that we can, because we say self-care, but really some people who don't do it don't really know what that looks like. So what are some other ways we can take care of ourselves, Shay? She's acting up today, y'all. She knows. What do you do when you're just having a me day? What do you do?
Well, what I do when I'm having a me day, I still do things for other people. No. I just rest and I get proper sleep, which is probably not normal. So that would be me taking care of me. getting more sleep, getting more rest. Um, just doing nothing, just laying back, kicking back.
Right. And I mean, people will think it's funny, like, we can be going to like Las Vegas, we can be going to New York, or, just wherever. And I'll be like, I'm not really going out of the house. And they're like, what? We came to New York
Mhm.
to do all this stuff. And I'm like, y'all go out. And now, see, and what I'm blessed because I really don't like to shop. And so most people I know like to shop. And so the people I'm with, I'm like, y'all go shopping. This be your day. Go out shop. And that is always my day, just to chill out because they already know. No matter how many times they ask me, I might go to one store, but I'm gonna go to the store closest to the house or the hotel. Or they got to take me shopping somewhere that has a movie theater because one of my things is I enjoy to watch movies. So they know to take me somewhere that's close to a movie theater. I'll go to the movies, y'all go shop, and then we're going to meet back up and everybody's going to be happy. Because if you make me go shopping with you for 3 or 4 hours, I'm
Mm.
not going to. So, but I mean, it really is. You have to know what works for you and what doesn't. And even talking about relationships, these are my friends, and I love to travel with them and have fun with them. But when it comes to shopping, that's not my fun place. Y'all love it. Y'all go do it. I really don't mind. I'm not selfish either to say, well, y'all gonna do what I want to do. Why we all came up together. I'm not like that. Y'all go do what you want to do. Make yourself happy so this trip is profitable for you. But I'm gonna chill out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
She's
what
right.
about
Yeah.
go ahead, Shay.
No, I'm just saying you're right. Just because you don't want to do what I want to do, uh, I mean, I don't have to sit there because you don't want to do it, or you know, compromise. You both can be happy. Drop one off somewhere and let them do that while you go do your thing. Come back and pick them up or whatever. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, so that you both will be happy on the trip.
Amen. I'm good. But again, I think it comes with time and learning yourself. And there
Uh-huh.
probably and this probably came from experience. There was a time where I just went because I wanted to be with the group. I didn't want to seem antisocial. We had all spent our money to go out together, and here I am. But I got over that. I was like, but I don't like this, and I don't like
Mhm.
holding packages, and I don't like telling y'all if this matches or not. Y'all getting on my nerves. I don't want to do it. At this point blank period. So, but you have to learn who you are and what you like, what you don't like. I'm very respectful to them about it now, but I was just like, oh.
Oh
But it's
yeah.
just like if it's a special occasion, like you're looking for a specific suit or dress for a special occasion, and I know we're going to these few little stores, I can be persuaded to go.
You won't go with me shopping. You already say that.
uh, did you hear that last statement? If I know we're going to these couple, two, three stores,
No. I've
that
said,
would
come on out, blah blah blah. You don't get no, you staying there too long. That's what you tell me. So that
yeah, and
means that now when I ask can we go into a store, you're gonna say, yeah?
a store,
Mm,
a store.
okay. We're gonna try this out.
If you take me to Concord Mills where they have a movie theater, then you can shop all day. See what I'm saying?
No. I wanna ask you if something match or not. No.
But we have these smartphones. You can send me a picture. You can't win this one. You just can't come close. Oh, God. But, another thing I could do, like when we're out and places like that, I can go to the spa while they go shop. we went on the cruise last year, and I went to the spa day, and I was like, well, nobody else want to go to the spa, but it's okay if y'all don't want to go.
She sure did. She went on in there. Yep. But that's the fun thing about it, though. Having people who are your friends who don't get mad, who don't get upset because you're not tagging along. I don't know where I was, but I don't know where the other people were, but I know, you said you were going to the spa. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. And we just met up again later, and everything was honky-dory. We didn't get upset or anything. So that's the point that, that we're trying to make, that, just do what you love to do. And if you don't want to do what the next person does, just branch off and meet up again later for what everybody loves to do, and have a meal.
Right. And so, and that too, yeah, it's tough work, but sometimes you do have to look at your circle.
Mm-hmm.
What are they providing for you? And, how do they encourage you? How do they keep you going?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I'm really blessed that now everybody knows, oh, well, that ain't her thing. But you have to figure out in your circle how everybody flows and how everybody works. And if it's never to your advantage, I'm not telling you what to do, but you have to decide what to do.
Exactly.
Because you are just as everyone else. Right, Shay?
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yep. Okay, now, saying that, what about spiritual? Keeping that spiritual stuff up. Like when you're around people, just like you said, when you're around people that, it's not benefiting you for anything, then maybe it's time to branch off. But what if you're around people like that and every time you're around them, it kind of tears away from your, from your spiritual self? Say you're hanging around somebody who with me, when I'm at work and I'm around certain people at work, it's a lot of cursing, other things that are said that, I normally don't, get into a conversation with. And so I feel when I walk away from that, even though if I haven't even said anything, I feel like, I don't know, I just don't feel good about it, and I'm saying, Lord help, But what about those people? Because I do have friends like that who aren't, as far along as I am spiritually. But I don't want to say, well, I don't want to not be friends with them, because that's not, I don't think that's what he wants me to do. He probably wants me to stay around and tell them about his goodness and try to, bring them to him so that they can be saved. But what about whenever you're with people like that? People who, are not as far along as you are spiritually. So how do you help that? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think, like in everything, like we've been saying, you can't judge them because, like you said, everybody has their process. Everybody's in a different, level and place. But I think we always have to be a good influence. We can't just say, like you said, well, I only hang out with the Christian folk because, child, do. But,
right.
I think we have to kind of steer it sometimes the other way and remind people, because sometimes we don't know what that person is going through. We don't know why that person is the way they are. And if they're aggravating you or, whatever, then you're grown enough to, and I'm talking about, like, say, if we're at work and you're talking about somebody, I have to remind you, well, we don't really know what they're going through. Don't judge them. But if it's that aggravating to you, remove yourself from their company. Don't be rude, because we always have to treat everybody with respect. But just, remove yourself from that company. And, like, even at work, people do cuss, and I can't help that. They're going to cuss. That's what they do.
Right.
But I have found that around me there's certain words like like somebody's having a bad day, like if they say the F word. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, I did not mean to say all that in front of you. I'm just really having a bad day. So they just really have a bad day. But typically around you they're not going to say all these words and stuff. If you let them know, hey, that bothers me, or don't, can we just kind of keep that to a minimum? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, and you got to keep yourself cleansed. And I think where it stands is, as long as we don't start participating.
And that's what I was saying. Whenever, because you know me, I love laughing, and I was just wondering, whenever things like that happen, and you're, and there's a group there, and maybe they're saying something that maybe it's something a little bit different than what you would, would say, or would come out of your mouth, but you're laughing with them. I'm like, so in that case, would you say that a person would probably need to remove themselves, or say, okay, now, well, I know you ain't correct the person because what comes out of another adult's mouth you ain't got nothing to do with. So, and sometimes whenever I'm at work, I'm asking for advice. The times when I'm at work and people are talking and laughing, but they're not saying things that a Christian person would say, they have went all overboard. So I need to remove myself, or can I stand there and laugh?
Well, I'm going to say, even being a pastor, I'm going to say sometimes things are funny. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny. Now, I think if your coworkers are sitting there and they're making jokes about another coworker that could hurt their feelings and bring them down, of course, we're not going to participate in that. But sometimes, like a funny instance about somebody doing something and it's just, it doesn't make common sense. They're not using common sense, and they done, you know what I'm saying? In those instances, things like that are funny. And I just think it depends on what level the coworkers are at and what level is it personal. Are they picking fun at somebody? Are they doing it to try to make the other person look bad and make themselves look better? Instances like that, no. Yeah, we're not participating.
No.
But if it's just a funny joke, something stupid, I mean, I see stuff on Facebook and it has cuss words in it, and I mean, it cracks me up because it's funny. Now, I don't continue to share it because, I try not to use that language, but trust me, at home, I'm cracking up because it's funny.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm asking because we had a discussion about this because some of us were just, I walked through and it was like, Sharon and I go over there and they're talking and I mean, it's just two guys and they are hilarious. And they were letting off some cuss words, but some things were funny. And when I walked off, I was like, oh man, shit, I had stood there and laughed. But I mean, they wasn't talking about anybody. It was just jokes that they were doing. And I was like, well, man, it was really cussing. Because I had stood there and laughed. And then I started feeling bad because I was like, man, I should have just walked away and said, I don't listen to stuff like that. But it was innocent. It was just innocent, and they joke around a lot. And